Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Tuesday, May 25th, 2010. Well, the markets again are getting hammered across the board, although we are near the highs of the day if you can take a look at the chart in front of you on the SPY 10-minute. As you can see, we gapped lower today. The Dow at this point was down close to 300 points, and from that point, we've kind of made our way all the way back up right into this key trend line. Now, this key trend line is a major trend line at 105.90 to 106 on the SPY for the main reason that if you scan back a little bit, you're going to see the gap down from last Friday. That's exactly where that level was. And sure enough, that is major resistance today. The markets could not fight through it and confirm. Now, you did close above it here, and you stayed above it on this candle and this candle, but again, no confirmation. The in-the-money stocks confirmation signal did not appear. Therefore, you have to look for the markets to come back down a little bit, and that's exactly what happened. No confirmation above this level. You started to sell off. You've now basically followed the 20 moving average. You sold off down to the 20 and chopped around, and now exactly are just hovering on this moving average. Now, again, bearish flag, bullish flag, what are we looking at here going into the end of the day? With the last hour and 50 minutes in trading to go, you can see that there is a minor in spirit of bear flag here. Now, that bear flag can be negated only if you get above this green line and confirm. So again, this is extremely important for this market. I can't stress that enough, folks. Watch this like a hawk. This green line, if you get above it and confirm with a higher close than the previous close of the candle or the high of the last candle, look for further upside to come into this market. You should go to the highs here, which are right around that 106.35 to 40 level on the SPY. And if you take that out, look for the 50 moving average right here at approximately 106.90. Now, assuming this bear flag starts to play out and we start to see some downside, and again, that would happen if you did not recapture this green trend line and stayed underneath this 20 moving average. If that starts to happen, you will have some minor support right down here, 105.40. If you take that out, look for a pivot right here at 105 even number, and then ultimately a move back to about 104.50 on the SPY. And again, folks, it's all about the confirmation signal. Right now, as long as you're below this green trend line, you have to have a small negative bias into the end of the day. If you get back above the green trend line and confirm, then it goes right into a positive bias, and you should see continued gains on the upside. Now, what's the key here in this market today? What are we seeing? What's causing the volatility? What's causing the sell-off? Basically, you still have to just look at Europe, guys. The euro today, again, getting hammered, although it is well off the lows of the day, but down another dollar on the FXE. That is a brutal hit again. The dollar in response is obviously gaining sizably, although, again, off the highs on that, you can still see a very solid gap up. This is where we closed yesterday. This is where we're currently trading. So you have that big move right there to the upside on the dollar. In addition, you have major issues in Spain showing themselves, Portugal. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on now in Europe and continuing to bubble up, and that is putting a hampering on the markets trying to get any sort of bounce back off of the major selling we've seen over the last few weeks. All right, now, that's Europe. Then you turn your attention to South Korea, North Korea. We all know what's going on there, or should at least. And again, close to war. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but they are definitely on the precipice. Should one person by accident make one mistake and fire a bullet one way or the other way, you could have a war on your hands there. So just be aware. The markets are jittery for multiple reasons. Now, with the dollar higher and the euro lower, and again, the issues in the Koreas, you are seeing oil get hit today. The USO is down about 82 cents on the day. Not a huge drop, but another $1.50 to $1.75 down day on oil. Oil now below $70 in the 68.5 range on spot crude. Now, again, stuff in the Gulf is still a mess. I mean, they still haven't been able to close that off. I mean, if you just look everywhere, there's just no good news anywhere. We got some consumer confidence numbers today, which weren't bad, but again, they were consumer confidence numbers from, weeks ago at this point, and obviously in the last few weeks is really when we all know that consumer confidence is probably going to wane a little bit, and that's when we're going to see the future numbers of consumer confidence probably get hit. In any case, folks, let's go back to the SPY. We'll touch on a few other things. You can see the SPY is touching that green line again to the upside. If you could slam through this and close above and get confirmation, this market should trade up into the end of the day. If not, look for it to trade back down a little bit. Markets, interestingly enough, after the gap down and the move up sideways into this green line, have really just gone sideways. There hasn't been a ton of volatility since that point, although, again, we're starting to creep up just a little bit here, and we want to see, again, where this takes us into the end of the day. Stocks to watch. What's moving today? Goldman Sachs. You have to be extremely impressed with Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs had an ugly sell day yesterday, closing at the lows of the day after gapping higher. Today it gapped lower and did a reverse. It's now trading at the highs of the day, essentially, up almost $3. Goldman Sachs is really the only financial to see this type of gains today. If you take a look at Wells Fargo, let me punch up Wells Fargo for us. WFC down 50 cents. Morgan Stanley down 40 cents. JP Morgan, another key financial player, down 45 cents. So Goldman Sachs is standing trading alone. And this makes me personally feel that Goldman Sachs is out there making billions and billions every single day in the trading market, and ultimately they could have a blockbuster earnings announcement. Now, again, it doesn't really matter if they're still under investigation and the financial regulation comes through, but my guess is, folks, they are going to have a huge quarterly earnings report for the current quarter that we're in right now when they report that in a month or so. Just unbelievable based on the volatility in this market. Again, they make most of their money from trading and from their key programs, and you have to figure with the volatility now in this market, they are cleaning up. All right. Now, again, markets are starting to get a little bit of a bid here, folks. We are starting to get a nice little push. Let's see how far this market can take us. Let's go back to the SPY. You can see we're now creeping just above this key level, just above the green line. You got to close above and confirm, guys. Close and confirm. In the Money Stocks methodology, we teach this methodology to you. Every little thing you need to know to make money in this market in the Research Center and in the intraday stock chat. Everything you need, any call I do. What are some of the calls that I've done so far today? ExxonMobil buy. We've been up as much as 50 cents on the ExxonMobil buy that I announced in the hot charts and alerts today. Other stocks. There was another key long play that we've handled here. AK Steel. We had this long at an average price of $13.80 approximately. The stock is now trading at $14.56. Yes, correct, guys. We picked it up in the last week when the markets have been getting hammered, but by doing our analysis, we're able to come through and find these key plays that are going to be rocket ships to the upside. Whether we're long or short doesn't really matter as long as we position ourselves on the right side of the trade. All right, so again, AK Steel, some fantastic movers today, and this is a great one, the AK Steel, because the markets are getting hammered, and here you have AKS up over $1 on the day. Now, they got an upgrade from Citigroup, and obviously that's a key reason there, but just looking at the charts, you could tell that this was ready to go and go big. So again, we have a break-even stop there. It's closing in on target. We're going to look for that target and obviously take profits at that point. Just another profit in a long line of profits in the last few weeks in this market. The market has given profits to In the Money Stocks subscribers, the likes of which you have never seen in your life. It's been a truly amazing multi-week period ever since the market started to roll down and the volatility picked up. All right, let's go quickly back to the SPY. The SPY, notice this, guys, it's now stalling out, coming back down a little bit. You still need to close above this green line if you're going to see any excess movement into the upside in this market. Let's keep a very, very close eye on this market. ExxonMobil down $1.30. Chevron is down $2.15. Goldman still up 3. JP Morgan down 45 cents. Amazon bucking the trend as well. Amazon is up today, up about 50 cents. Nice move from a gap down on Amazon, although it ran into the 200 moving average there. Research in Motion lower, Apple lower, Google lower, Baidu lower across the board. In any case, folks, be ready for some more plays in the Hot Charts and Alerts Pro Trader watch list in the afternoon. Again, you can get text message, email alerts if you wish. We'll see you there. Take care. Let's make some money.